Hi guys, what's
I could
going
have
on?
got that one too. What's going on, Fari?
Just trying to catch up with some emails, and it's quiet. It's actually pleasant
The calm
ahead
before the
of Fed.
storm.
So fireworks is set for 1 p.m. Chicago time.
And what do you think, Fari? I mean, September, December, next year, never?
I,
What?
I, I,
And you don't
See,
care.
now you're giving too much credit there, Joe. I'm a visual guy. I trade what I see, not what I think. We saw what happens to people who thought too much back in 2008, right? All the fundies.
That's a great
I
point you're
think
making, Fari. But just before you go on, that is a
yes,
great
sir.
point that you're making because so many traders, just look and they're trying to overanalyze or they're trying to really. If you can get a good system going, and I've
Yes,
been in the game for 16 years, and I'm a very systematic trader. It's not about
right,
looking at it and trying to think, where do I think this is going. I'm just trading what I see. Like yesterday in First
right,
Solar, I thought it might be going higher on the show, but then the technical double top comes into play. I start looking at the
right.
technical information. I can see sellers. Order flow is coming in from the sell side here, and I'm like, no, I'm wrong, and I get out of that position. And just by being such a systematic trader, it takes me out of a stock that I actually thought was going higher.
Well, you're from a school of tape reading, bright trading over at the Vegas. But yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you were involved with it, or you are. Yeah, those guys are same thing. They're reading tapes. Uh, these days, you could do it a little bit more elaborate because you have better software, better graphs and better Excel, that kind of stuff, so you can accumulate things and take a look. In terms of, but it's not that I don't sit there and think, hey, where are we going to be 2 years from now or 5 years from now? It's just that I can't just put too much credence on it. And I'm very leery, and I'm going to give you an example, which I shared with you guys yesterday. Um, I'm very leery of making any long-term or big bets as a rule. I trade. Here's the difference. I'd rather be a Soros than a Buffett. Okay, the number of trades Warren Buffett has done in his life is what Soros does in 1 day or 2 days. Okay, if you do total of the trades, Berkshire
Because
Hathaway
he's
is involved
holding them
in
for
terms of
20
the investments.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Is what Soros does in 1 day or 2 day. Small bets, tactical, and boom, you're done. It's very transactional. I got to my goal. I'm done. Let me pull back and let's see what the next opportunity is. Now, yesterday was an exception. I made a directional trade for Twitter as a what we call takeover trade. That is, we're not going to have a spread. It'll be outright. And we put the first tranche in, just a small amount, and we have to look at also what's available in terms of, remember, vols are in 40s, 42, 43 vols. So, what's available on the calendar in terms of what expirations we have. And because if the news leaks that, hey, there are any talks, serious talks, whatever, let's say, I like to see actually Microsoft take over if they can, or Google, one of these two companies. I don't want Apple. I don't want Apple. I don't want them to mess up Twitter too. But just because on the software side, because they're not open, they're very closed to such a setup. But if Google or Microsoft takes this, maybe it's 50, $60 in a hurry, and there's no way you can catch it. It's too late. Boom, gone. So we put a little tranche on, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. And I wrote on you. I think Joel, you saw that the trade structure. I wrote on top. This is not for everybody. Big accounts only. Read carefully. Just putting a small amount on, and then we're going to put a little bit more to it as we move a little bit forward because I want to catch, hopefully early next week. I want to catch some. I don't think we have August on yet. August will be on there. Right now, I think we have June, July. June is nothing left of it. July and September. And September's were a little bit too rich for me, given it's an M&A activity. I used to do this years ago, okay, but back then nothing moved this fast, okay, because nobody was connected. I mean, for example, American Express bought Shearson, okay, that was a huge one out of the ballpark, and purely on options. Of course, the moment it starts moving, I start buying some stock to push the options up further, and then told my friends. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, Fari, I mean, I have to admit on this one, you were waiting for the 34 handle in this one, and this is back when we were training at 37, 38. So
Oh, good. Yeah.
here is, here's a scenario where, you had your level, and then you had a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of news that cornered. Just one thing that's just kind of saving me on this trade is that some of the options that I bought, the vol
Right.
was very low when I bought these things. And now,
Right.
even though the positions have been moving against me and I've been adding to
Right.
them, since the vol has been just pumped up on the thing,
Is helping you.
yeah, it's believe it or not. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been so wrong, and I've been able to I mean, basically still making a little money on the trade. I'm far away from cashing
Joel,
out.
I think you got to join. You should join the Republicans and run for president.
No.
You qualify. You said you've never been so wrong, but you're making money. I'm saying you may qualify to run for the White House. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, this is a rumor business, so you got to be very, very careful, and it's going to be hammered. The 34 that we talked about came from OTF charts, and OTF projects forward. Okay, and sometimes you got to scratch your head and say why. Yesterday in the Spooze, he was talking about. Let's see. Where's the level here? I think it was 87. I'm scratching my head. How is this thing going to go to 87? But we closed at 89s, 2089. It was correct. It was showing 87s or about when Europe closed.
Hey,
Okay,
Fari, do you run
so-
any automated trade systems? Just black box? Do you run anything like that?
No, we run for timing. We do not actually execute. What it is that, for example, my sister runs a fund that is a very small fund, and it's all not for profit. It's they put girls. They provide scholarship for girls to go to all women colleges, which are very few left because they've all gone co-ed. And for that, we run and they can only be in ETFs. So we run a model for SPY, one for Q. It gives you a bias of the machine.
Okay.
Why do we do that? It's next to my other charts that I do. I do a lot of work myself. I look at a lot of stuff myself. But I also want to see pure and simple and unadulterated view of what the machine is looking at. Okay? So we do that. Yes, we do. Of course.
So
I started TradeStation back in 93 looking at the neural system to trade bonds and S&P, the futures, based on, backtesting, not curve fitting, but backtesting, since that you have to have some sort of a testing of what you've written as your algorithm, at least backtest and a walk forward before you do live. So sure.
Fari, the fun would probably be a lot higher if you didn't have your sister sell that Netflix at like $100 or something like that.
Oh no, that was her personal account.
Oh, that
no,
was
no,
that
no,
was
I
her
agree,
personal-
Yeah, she's not. No, she sold at 260, and it went to 300. That's when she went crazy on me, saying, "You don't know what you're doing. You sure this is a business you should be in?" I said, "No, next time you talk like that, nobody's going to answer your phone around here." And we did that with her several times. We did not take her call. She went crazy. What she taught her lessons. Because I don't budge. I don't budge. I'm a diehard vegan Republican. I don't budge.
Fari, everybody's been talking Twitter here lately, obviously because of the big breakdown and the change of the CEO. What about Facebook? Nobody's been talking about Facebook here for the last couple of weeks. This is just consolidating here for the last month. We have just been hugging around this 79, 80, 81 here area. What's it going to take to kickstart Facebook? I do notice this morning that Facebook is starting to catch a little bit of a bid. We are actually up 60 cents here right now on 159,000 shares. What are your thoughts on Facebook?
Well, first of all, two different animals. We've had a steady run up. We had I'm just looking at the monthly chart, just purely. We dropped down a little bit post IPO. It stabilized, and I think within like a year we started rallying up again. I don't know what the count was, but by July of 13 we started rallying up, creating solid monthly bars, new highs, new highs, new highs, and now we're up in 90s. Now, look at the market cap, okay? And law of large numbers. It's not going to be easy for FB to do very big numbers from here. Okay? You may be in the stock. You may like it. You may trade options on it. But in terms of huge capital gains, Lloyd did that already. Lloyd Blankfein of Goldman Sachs. Those guys are done, and they're sitting happy and pretty. Probably won't drop much because they've executed well, especially on mobile side. But I don't see it any huge moves up or down. Most likely somewhere around here. It's a utility company. These are big advertising operations. It's going to sit there. Are they paying any dividend yet or no?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe they should do that.
We're on the line with Fari Hamzei of Hamzei Analytics. Fari, we got about 5 minutes left here.
Yes, sir.
Want to touch on some new issues. Now, I know you like to have a decent amount of data before you start to analyze the stock. And a stock that's just been forgotten here as of late is Alibaba here. Had the run-up after earnings, coming back into the gap area.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to see it come down here and fill the gap. You got enough data on this to give us an outlook for Alibaba?
Yeah, we don't have a lot on it monthly. We have some on the weeklies. They're getting they're experiencing a collapsed wall. They seem to be hanging out at the 0 sig here on the weekly, which is, what is this level, Jack? 87? It seems to be alternating back and forth around 87-ish. Dailies, it's on a sell, a very slow, gradual sell right now. But I don't think there's more than $2 or $3 more than this on the bottom side. Probably around 82-ish or so. It should be 83-ish. It should start maybe a reversal. On the OTF chart, we also run an OTF chart on that. This is, remember, this trades 24/7, 24/6. I'm sorry, it's off on Saturdays. It's showing some support at 84.50. If it breaks, we could be seeing lower. If it holds anything above here, okay, the next number up is let me give you this. There you go. The next number up will be, oh, come on. It would be 89. 89.5. If it holds about here. So it's been pre-washed down. I mean, look, we were at the 90s, right? 94-ish. And that was in, looks like 21st of May.
Yeah, yep.
I don't have good scales here because these are OTF charts. The timer scale is meaningless here. It's looking really at more of a large player, people like Brad Sullivan type activity to create an X bar, if you will. So I'm having problems always on time. But late May, it peaked. Now, again, if it can hold on to 86-ish area, there's a good chance to go 89. Otherwise, the odds are we're going to go and visit 84.50.
You start getting through that 85 area, then it starts to get that gap, which is concerning there as well. Fari, everybody's talking about the Fed here today, but what we do have this week is a quadruple witch. And on these types of Fridays, sometimes they can signify market turning events. I know the last quadruple witch back in March, the biotechs all topped out on that specific day. Do you ever see on these quadruple witches, like specific sectors turning and topping out? And what are your thoughts here as we approach Friday's quadruple witch expiration?
Well, for this one, too, we're right at, and it's not always, but most of the time it is, we're right at summer solstice, which is June 21st. And that will be a Sunday. And usually when you look at the planets line up, which I'm not a big fan of that, but both the equinox and solstice are crucial to watch. Within a minus 1 day or 2 day off, so it's a kind of a wider band. But this time is 19. You're going to have index, futures, stocks, single stocks, and equities expire. Most likely we'll have some activity pre-open because of the futures. Sometimes we trade it. We trade the front month using the expiring month as a signal, okay? And also look at what SPX open interests are by strike, because it is manipulated. I mean, come on, it is. I mean, if you go to the SPX booth, right at the edge are all the spoof machines. So it's good. They can walk over there, hedge off, what have you. And so that poor portion of morning is probably worth probably 45 minutes of trading time right before the open. Um, Usually the afternoons have been fairly quiet. And remember, a lot of the big names now have weeklies. And these weeklies, the values or the volumes are, not values, volumes are huge.
Yeah.
For example, look at, Google is maybe an exception, and Google really, I think we talked about that. Maybe it was a session, Kyle Barry was here. Kyle Bazzi was here, and we talked about that. That they may need to have a split. But look at just the sheer size of, for example, Apple. Well, that takes some of the pressure of the monthlies or quarterlies out, if you will. But other names, this is their only expiration. And this is being one of the 4 of the year. There should be some. I'm more interested to see if the summer solstice will have an effect. The argument is that the gravitational force puts undue pressure on the brain of a lot of investors, and they do not necessarily very irrational things. And so you would see possibly a overbought or oversold condition somewhere around, let's say, from Thursday, Friday to, let's say, Monday, Tuesday of next week, that window.
We've been on the line with Fari Hamzei of Hamzei Analytics. Fari, I just want to let you know that you missed owing me some lunch by 2 pennies in the Microsoft.
Oh, did he?
Yes, you did.
Murray, see? Yeah, but
awesome.
I missed. That means I haven't lost yet, right?
No, it went to 45.02.
Nice.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so
you can see the power of OTF now, right?
Yep. All right.
Remember, we're picking levels. I was reading the OTF chart. Keep that in mind.
Fari Hamzei, founder of Hamzei Analytics, joins us every Wednesday, bringing his wealth of knowledge from aggressive equity options and futures trading. Fari, what a great interview. Looking forward to next Wednesday. Have a great trading day, and we'll speak to you soon.
It's always an honor to be with you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Fari.